Hello, good afternoon, student. How are you? Assalamu alaikum. I hope all of you are fine. I am also very fine. So, waiting for your joining here. Join the class, mentioning your name, roll number, section, and seat. So, this is my first class, I think, after assignment. I hope all of you have done assignment very well, and for the next step, I mean second midterm syllabus, we have to follow now. So for the second midterm exam, we have how many chapters? Let me see the chapters for the second midterm here. Second midterm, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 9, chapter 10. Change of climate. Oh, I have already started chapter 14, change of climate, but this chapter is given in the annual exam. Anyway, we can alternate the chapter if we wish, because I have already started this chapter. So we will continue chapter 14 today to complete the syllabus. So open the chapter 14 and page number 163. Okay, page number 163. So let me read out the chapters. Take a look at page number 163, chapter 14. Lesson 3, water cycle in environment. Water cycle in environment. You have learned water cycle in chapter 7. Water cycle is very important for the environment. Say if surface water including the sea water does not evaporate and remains on the earth, what will happen? Definitely there will be no rain, no water in the river. In that situation, could we cultivate crops? Even we could not get rain waters or water from the river of irrigation. If there is no rain, no underground water would be available. What would happen if ice on the peak of mountains and polar region melts without remaining deposited there? Quantity of sea water would have increased. That would cause inundation of coastal areas such as the southern part of Bangladesh. Natural balance is maintained between demand and supply of water through water cycle. You have realized that there is a big effect of solar heat on water cycle. Any disturbances in water cycle would create problems for man and other organisms. Over-raining may cause flood if rainwater cannot pass speedily. Flood visits our country almost every year. Similarly, rise in Earth's temperature disturb water cycle. We will know more about it in the last part of the chapters. Balance of carbon and oxygen in the environment. So water cycle, you know very well. Because of water cycle, there is rain, there is evaporation. I mean, the water of the water bodies such as sea, river, ocean, the water is evaporated by the sun heat. Sun heats, then it goes up to create clouds, and after making clouds, it falls as rain, you know. So after heavy rainfall, there's the flood. I mean, by rotation, the water is cycling. That is called water cycle. So lesson 4, balance of carbon and oxygen in the environments. We know air is a compound. There is carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, dust particle, hydrogen. So many elements are there in air. You know that organisms take oxygen for the purpose of respiration. After completion of the process, they release carbon dioxide in the environment. The plants take carbon dioxide to manufacture their food, and in this process they release oxygen. In this way, a balance is maintained between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This balance in the atmosphere is very important. These two gases are essential for life. To understand the two gases, to understand these two gases, one has to understand carbon cycle. Carbon is needed for the formation of body structure of all organisms. Carbon comes from the carbon dioxide of the atmosphere. Plants prepare glucose and oxygen from water and carbon dioxide of the atmosphere. In photosynthetic process, glucose is prepared by plants. Animals get carbon through food from the plants. Carbon from the body of organism comes back to the atmosphere through three processes. Firstly, plants and animals at the time of respiration break glucose to produce energy using oxygen from the atmosphere, release carbon dioxide. Secondly, when plants and animals are burned, carbon dioxide is produced and mixed up with the atmosphere. Thirdly, when plant and animal bodies are by bacteria is petrified or purified. By bacteria and fungi in the soil, they release carbon dioxide. Now it is clear that plants collect carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, deposited in plants and animal bodies through production of glucose. Carbon from plants and animal body goes back to the atmosphere in three ways. In this way, balance of carbon or carbon dioxide in the environment is maintained. Due to this imbalance of nature, the climate has been changed. We will learn it in this chapter. So it is common to all that plants need carbon dioxide from the animals or animals and human beings, and we need oxygen from the plants. So there is exchange. There is a close relationship between plants and animals in case of in case of gases such as oxygen and carbon dioxide. So there must be a balance between animals and plants. Otherwise, there will be imbalance of the atmosphere. We can say imbalance of the climates and weather, right? So let us see about lesson 5, weather and climate. Here, gusty wind may blow tomorrow from the northwest side of Dhaka and its surrounding. Throughout the major part of the day, the sky will be free from clouds, but in the evening there is a possibility of accumulation of dark clouds in the northeast corner of the sky. Today, relative humidity of Dhaka was 60%. Today's highest temperature was 34 degrees Celsius at Kustia, and lowest temperature was 24 degrees Celsius in Sylhet. Did you listen such bulletins at the end of radio or television news? What is the news about? What do you learn from such news? Is there any possibility of a storm or rain? Can we learn whether it will be hot or cold tomorrow? Yes. Usually the last part of the news contains the bulletin whether there is a possibility of rain or storm, what the day's temperature will be, how much rainfall was recorded, and in which places, or what was the highest and lowest temperature of the day. These are all weather bulletins. Is it possible to understand what weather is from the weather bulletin? Weather means the condition of atmosphere for a short period in a particular area. Temperature and pressure of air, wind direction, speed, humidity or quantity of water, vapors in the air, cloud, fog and rainfall, etc. make the weather. For example, when the highest temperature was 35 degrees Celsius, it means that the day's atmosphere was hot. When the highest temperature was 13 degrees Celsius, it means that the day was cold. The sky was cloudy and the day was foggy. This condition in about weather and climates. In lower classes, in class 5, we already learnt about the weather and climate. Weather, atmospheric condition for short period of time, you know. For example, today's weather is cold, today's weather is hot, and the weather of yesterday was cold or hot, like that. I mean, everyday's record, weather, atmospheric condition. For example, today is sunny. I mean, somewhat hot. Today's weather. I mean, today's weather means short period of time. Atmospheric condition for a short time. This is called weather. But in case of climate, it's for long time. Especially for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, like that. The average atmospheric condition for a long period of time, that is climate. For example, the climate of Bangladesh is suitable for agriculture. You know very well. 90% of the people of Bangladesh cultivates or live by agriculture or earn. The economy of Bangladesh is run. I mean, is conducted by most of the. I mean, from agriculture. You know, agriculture is the main. I mean, the majority of the. The vital occupation, earning source, you know. Climate, we used to say that today's weather was cool, but it was too hot at noon. Weather may change in no time. On the other hand, climate does not change suddenly. Climate is the average result of many years' weather of an area. For example, we used to say that climate of Bangladesh is hot and moist. It means in Bangladesh, one feels hot and the air is wet. Climate of Russia is mainly cold. This statement indicates that Russia is cold round the year, mostly cold. Russia is mostly cold. I mean, cold country. So now it is clear to you, I think. And now we will see the differences between weather and climates. Factors of weather and climates are basically the same. Temperature. So what is present in weather, what is present in climate? You know very well. Temperature, air pressure, humidity, moisture, rainfall are the factors of weather and climate. When factors are same, what are the differences between weather and climate? You have already known the relationship between these two. Climate is actually the mean result of weather for a long period. Now let us see what the differences between weather and climates are. Weather condition of a particular area for short period is called weather, and the climate is the average results of many years' weather of an area. Weather may change within a short span of time, but climate does not change suddenly. When changes occur, it takes many years. Weather of nearby places may vary. For example, there was rain in Faridpur but no rain in Borishal, whereas usually climates of certain regions are the same, such as climates of Bangladesh. Thailand and West Bengal of India are similar. Next lesson, 6-7, change of weather. One day rising from the bed, you may see bright sun outside but do not feel much hot. With the passing of time, temperature increase and you started sweating. Gradually clouds are formed and at one time the sun is covered with dark clouds. After some time it started raining cats and dogs. When the rain stopped, the sky has become clear and the heat came down. Just think how many times the weather changed in a day. Change of the weather is a normal phenomenon. Why does weather change like this? Main role is played by the sun in weather change. Now we shall see how heat of the sun plays role in changing of weather factors. Yes, climate change time to time. Not climate, sorry. Weather changes time to time. Moment to moment, sometimes sunny, sometimes cloudy, sometimes rainy. All these condition, states are occurred due to change of weather. So let's see dependence of temperature of weather on solar heat because of sun heat or sun rays. Heat also reaches the earth's surface with sun rays. When sun rays reach the surface of the earth, it becomes heated. As a result, the lowest layer, troposphere of the atmosphere, also becomes heated, and we feel much hot. At night, when sunset, even the surface of the earth and the lowest layer of the atmosphere remain warm. Because heat accumulated in daytime could not be fully released at night, heat radiated by the earth's surface is absorbed and retained by water vapor, carbon dioxide, etc. That is why we also feel hot at night. In summer, the sun shines from vertical position for longer period, so we feel very hot. On the other hand, in winter, the sun shines obliquely from a longer distance for shorter period, so we feel less hot. Yes, the sun is distant away, is far away. But during summer, hot season, summer, the sun vertically, radiates the heat reflected directly, from shorter distance, due to the rotation and revolution of the rotation. Rotation is the earth rotation for 24 hours, and the revolution is the time taken 365 days around the sun, revolving around the sun. This is called revolution or annual rotation, That is the fact. Depends on air pressures and wind on temperature. Wind or blowing of air is the result of differential air pressure. For example, we see water flowing from higher level to lower level. Similarly, air blows from its higher pressure area to lower pressure area. With the change of temperature, there is change in the air pressure. Air of an area becomes hot and goes upward when temperature of that area is higher. So, compression. As a result, air concentration is higher, so in our country, we see air blowing from the north to south in winter, but in summer we see that it is just opposite. Why does air blow in different direction in different times? In winter, the sun shines vertically in the areas south to Bangladesh, so air pressure is lower. On the other hand, the areas north to Bangladesh is colder and air pressure is higher. In Bangladesh, air blows from the north to the south in winter season. Reason air is moist, wet in summer and the rainy season, and it rains heavily. So I think time is over. This is all for today, and try to revise it and try to understand the topics, lessons yourself at home. And in the next class, we will continue from lesson 8, 9, 10 till the end. And after completing this chapter, we will learn together the exercise, the short answer question and the creative question. Okay. Before that, you try your best to understand the chapters yourself. I think it will not be difficult for you to understand these chapters, and after completing I will give homework. I am not giving homework. Best of luck. Take care of your health. Follow the hygienic rules. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Goodbye.